Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final match of the Starladder America Qualifier. Worth reiterating, Game 3, winner take all. The winner will move on to the official Starladder Season 9, and the loser, well, they'll walk away with some experience under their belt, a little bit of pride,
Yay!
but nothing more
Experience.
than that. Yay, experience. Hey, there's something to be said for experience,
There is.
Merlini. There was a time when you were fishing for experience, huh? Maybe
Fledgling.
5 years ago, but 10 years ago. When did you start playing Dota? 8 years ago?
2005.
So,
Winter.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
8 years ago. A little more lenient training.
Yeah. Experience. There is something to be said about experience, though, and I think the thing about last game is like Patsoul kind of outdrafted himself. He tried to be too next level and went previous level.
He threw too many curveballs and curved himself.
He's like, hey, we've done this every game, and
The boomerang came around and smacked him in the face.
yeah, but like, have they lost with it? I don't think so.
No, you mean the Radiance?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not
Yeah,
that we've seen. I mean, no. I don't know. I agree. I think they had a really good draft, and that Lifestealer was just too much. They could have stuck to their guns, and they didn't need to go that crazy. But we'll see. This is the last game, guys. And let's take a look at the draft now.
They're going back to what works.
Yeah.
Earthshaker, yes. Or Earthshaker and AA.
Yeah, this is the classic support comp that they've been running. We've talked about it. So hard to push into between the Fissure. Once Earthshaker gets a blink on top of the Ice Blast, your pushing party's going to be having a bad time.
Dignotoss has the same opener as last game. The Visage into the Puck. It's just not bad. Like, what? Puck is just a extremely flexible hero. I really like the hero, and he also works well against these two. You are very unlikely to get stun locked, and you have good disables to kind of cope with these two weak supports.
Yeah.
They banned out the tree.
That was in the last game as well. They banned out Tree.
I haven't seen Dignotoss use tree at all in this.
No,
in
we
this
haven't
series.
seen Tree picked at all this tournament. Not even just these two teams, but period. Tree has not had a showing. Makes me a little bit curious as well. I don't know.
They ban out the Naga. Osiris either needs a ban clock or take clock. I guess they could do Puck mid. I don't know if Moby's is a Puck player though. He seems to be more on the farmy type as opposed to the fighter types. Like DK, I would say is more of a farmer, and he's just like super resilient. Shadow Fiend, he just gets his BKB. He likes the BKB heroes. That's
right.
It.
Yeah. I mean, that last game we mentioned it. Like Shadow Fiend really didn't do anything until the game was almost over. Yeah, he didn't need to. By the time he came online with his BKB, the game was almost won, and he was just there to seal the deal. Naga has been banned out, but Spectre is still an option. And it's just interesting to see Team Osiris. They'll be on the Radiant side here. They haven't been sticking to what they know.
Oh, it could be the
Zeus
series. Could be the Zeus spec combo.
Oh, the global. They could go Fear. Nope.
No Zeus.
Nope.
Dragonite.
You were hoping. You were wishing.
I know. Dragonite's good though. Dragonite's good versus Puck. You need a tanky hero in the front line so that Puck can't just do whatever he wants. And he pretty much did whatever he wanted to last game.
Yeah. Yeah, that offlane Puck has been working a little bit better than I've sort of been giving it credit for. I always worry that he won't be able to get an early blink, but last time he just got a solo kill on the Bad Rider. So, I mean, that was a safe lane Puck, not off lane. So there is a difference. But, I mean, putting Puck in the safe lane is not too bad as long as he's
Even
up against
before
the solo.
The game they won yesterday, they had Puck in off lane, and it worked very successfully for them.
Yeah, I think, he was like started slow and they grabbed a couple of kills. He ended up getting his blink by like 13, 14 minutes, something like that. It really wasn't too much delayed on what a Puck mid would have been able to grab. So they've got the Space Creator Dragon Knight, the Earthshaker AA. I have to imagine this will be a 4th pick Spectre. It looks like that's what they're lining up for.
That would make the most sense. That would work best for their playstyle and for their players too. So,
but wow, Dignotoss will take a hero that you and I have brought up many times in this tournament as a suggested pick that teams have not optimized or gone for rather, and that's the Timbersaw. He'll work okay here. Earthshaker and Dragon Knight, 2 strength heroes, where Timbersaw tends to thrive. Timbersaw actually does okay against Spectre as well.
yeah, he does all right.
Not great, but
Not great.
it's okay.
He's okay.
It's a wash. Spectre doesn't destroy him, but okay, they'll get Luna.
I have not seen Patsoul play Luna.
Looks like just 3 new heroes. We saw Anti-Mage, Lifestealer, and Luna. Well, we will see Luna presumably here from Patsoul in the final series. And did we see him play any of those 3 heroes earlier on in the tournament?
No.
I don't think so.
It was alternation between Naga and Spectre.
That's so strange.
Yesterday he played something else though, I think.
Yeah.
Or not yesterday, when they played Team Dog. I think Team Dog banned out Naga. Maybe they
Yeah.
use Spectre. I'm not exactly sure. It was a Spectre.
But still, three different carries.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, there's something to be said for like using those plays that you don't do normally in the finals to catch your opponents off guard. You don't want to be that easy to read one-trick pony. But conversely, you still want to play what you know. You want to play what you're good at. And sometimes gambling in the finals is not the way
Are they
to do it.
gambling with this pick?
Well,
Do you feel like it? I feel like it.
I think a little bit. I mean, just based on how well Pat Soul has been playing with the the Radiance carries like Naga and Spectre versus how he played in game 1. At least he had good farm, anti-mage, he snowballed, they ended up winning. That last game, it wasn't all his fault that they lost. There were a lot of other things that fell into line for it to be a very convincing win, but his Lifestealer was nothing special. I mean, he was part of the reason they lost the tri-lane up top. So Luna, she just has a similar playstyle to the anti-mage Lifestealer if you're comparing it to a Radiance carry.
Yeah,
so.
he doesn't tend to help his team that much, which is why I would prefer him on like a super farm-heavy hero. Luna generally helps her team a lot. Like, if you see a good opportunity with Eclipse, you come in and you kind of clean up, or you group up for pushes very early. But it seems like he does best with like the kind of one split into 1 and 4. Like, you just farm with a 1 and then you create spaces of 4.
Yeah, you're right. That's the strategy that's worked for him. That's how they got to the finals, executing that strategy.
4 protect 1.
4 protect 1. 4 plus 1.
Remaining.
4 friends in Crilly. 4 friends in Pat Soul.
I don't know if they'll be friends after
5
this.
seconds.
Can only hope so. Marana, the 4th pick for Dignotoss.
Reserve time.
Another hero that we haven't seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen him
too
today.
much. Yeah.
Wild Witchtalkers loves this hero.
Yeah.
But not either of these two
Yeah,
teams.
not from Dignitas. Final ban on Bane, I think, makes some sense here. That is a scary lane duo, the classic combo. And they do need another support. Bane also good control. So
Their late game is terrible. Dignotoss's.
Yeah. So far, Marana is their
Radiant team
big carry, which is not saying much
It is not.
because she doesn't really fit into that hard carry category.
So what is Dignitas going to go for last? They banned out a Nyx. Nyx's would be a pretty good offlane hero.
Clockworks, they've banned out a lot of the offlaners themselves. Nature's Prophet, Clock, and Nyx have by far been the 3 most common offlaners.
Slark wouldn't be bad.
Slark wouldn't be bad. They could do a Bat Rider.
Bat Rider would be okay.
10
I would like to see
seconds remaining.
Bat or Slark more. I think it seems. I don't know.
5 seconds
It seems about
remaining.
even. Bounty Hunter probably won't be picked up, even though he is a decent hero.
Yeah. And Wind
Reserve
Ranger could be
time.
another possibility. We saw her once or twice earlier in this tournament.
She's good. She's a good hero.
Having Wind Ranger and Marana on the same team, though, that's a lot to gamble. You've got 2 big skill shots, the Arrow and the Shackle, and if you can land both of them more than you miss, you're going to be doing well, but if you're not on point with those 2 skill shots, you're going to be having a bad time.
That's true. You have to have a pretty good player on those roles, or at least a player that's really familiar with the hero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see what they want to grab. Osiris will have to
Could be a
grab their
Darkseer.
Oh, a Darkseer.
Darkseer wouldn't be bad.
Ishkafel.
It's a good, Ishkafel is a good
My
wombo
little
combo.
buddy. Yeah, he's so tiny. I like Darkseer.
Oh, there it
Osiris.
is.
They grabbed the
Fire
Darkseer.
team.
All right, so now let's talk about this Osiris team. Boy, do they have some team fight. They've got set up with the Darkseer, Earthshaker Ultimate, AA ulti on top of that, a little bit of Luna with the bouncy glaives and some Eclipse. I see where Osiris is coming
I can
from.
get on board with this.
Yeah, I can get behind this.
Yeah.
I can hop aboard the Darkseer train. Where do you see Darkseer right now? Do you think he's undervalued, overvalued? Should he be picked more?
He should be picked slightly more, but I don't think a lot of teams
10
play.
seconds remaining.
They don't play him very well. Like, if you're left in a one-on-one situation,
5
you should
seconds
dominate
remaining.
that lane if you're in the off lane, because you can farm the jungle too, and you
Right.
can creep pull. You can go behind the creeps. You can take neutrals and the creep. The guy has to like stand at the tower and tank. If it's a hero, he won't have enough regen. If it's a melee hero, you can ion shell him to death. Like, he should dominate his lane, but most of the time Darkseers don't dominate. And if it's a 1-on-3, you should be able to catch up very easily. And like skilling vacuum at you should also skill Wall at 6 too, because Wall does a lot of damage. Oh, the Huskar!
No, Huskar
With no
once
support again.
Yeah, so it was Dignitas that did this yesterday, right? The game
Yes.
1 was the one that they picked Huskar last. So we have seen this before.
Well, technically it wasn't last. It was next to last.
It was 4th pick Huskar.
No. It was 5th pick, but the other team had a counter pick.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't total last. It was 9th pick out of 10.
Yes.
So last time they picked Huskar, it was
Huskar got
a
demolished.
complete disaster.
Who was the hero of choice versus them? I forget.
I don't
They
remember what
they
the
had
other
they had.
but they
I
were-
remember 3 sources of damage that could just crush him. One was a Bane,
Mhm.
who could brain
No,
sap
I
him.
forget what the opposition was because they had the more interesting team. They had Tusk, they had Huskar, and they had a couple of other
It was something standard.
interesting
Let's
picks.
just leave it at that.
The big thing with Huskar, though, that we went back to last time, that we'll go back to again here, is he really thrives with
5
supports that can
seconds
heal. A
remaining.
Dazzle and a Baden. Someone that can give him some kind of... Whoops, that's not the right overlay. There we go. Some sort of sustain.
He can't even use Intervit because there's an AA blast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if he leaps in, he's just going to get DK stunned. He's going to get vacuumed into a wall. He's going to get echoed. He's going to get fissured, enchanted, cold feet, eclipse. Like, there's so many things that you really don't want him to be jumping into.
Yeah, I mean, we all know how I feel about Huskar. He was one of my first choices in the competition of who is the worst hero in competitive right now. You talked me out of it. He's not that bad. At least he can do a lot of damage. Burning Spear is pretty dirty, but a very unconventional pick, I think, is safe to say. He's not the strongest of heroes.
He is one of the weakest of heroes.
One of the weakest of heroes. So this will be interesting. I mean, I don't know. He just has no sustainability. I just don't see how he fits into this draft. That's really what I'm getting at.
Dignotoss has some balls, though.
I will give him that.
First, they pick an Enigma into a Rubik, which did not work
30
out well for them.
seconds
Then they
to
picked a Huskar yesterday,
Yeah.
which was strange.
Yeah.
They used Ember Spirit a few times, so they are not afraid to try different things.
That's true. You got to give him some props for that. I like seeing teams experiment.
Oh, there might be a bloodbath. No, no bloodbath.
Almost. But let's look at these rosters here. Our Dire team, DNT, Dignotoss, Team Zerg, whatever you want to call them, they will be doing an aggressive tri-lane. Derp supporting on Mirana this game. Narok will be on the Visage down bottom as well, and their one position player, just tagged up as one, will be playing on the Huskar. In the mid lane, it will be their stand-in Mobies on the solo mid Timbersaw, and up top, it will be the solo safe lane Puck. Chicken MC, he's heading back to the streets on the Fairy Dragon.
It looks like Mirana will be sitting at the Magic Butcher's block the spawn. The supports on the side of Osiris needed to kill this so that they get some creeps. They did a very good job of dewarding at the start. Why are they scared? It's just illusions. Like, they have full vision behind her, too, so, like, there's no one coming in.
Yeah.
But the 30-second creep will spawn, so that's a pretty big thing for Osiris.
Yep. And like you mentioned, they did get that counter ward already. An arrow flies, actually connects with the Earthshaker. They'll go in on it. And this could be a first blood. Huskar using those burning spears, but oh no, a fissure comes out. Will the burn be enough? Who's going to be the first to fall? It's Huskar. First blood comes out the way of Luna, and Huskar does get the kill on Earthshaker. Already a rocky opening here for DNT.
Not worth it. That was a nice arrow, though, and it was also a very nice fissure. He blocked him off.
Wow. So the bonus gold for the first blood does go to Pat Sol on Luna.
He has that sick Luna set.
Yeah, the new one. That's like a $15 set too, and it's sick. K-Pop Tosis bought it.
It's sick.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Big shout out to K-Pop Tosis, my man Brian. Stats man. So let's introduce our Radiant roster here. We've got Osiris. Pat Sol is going to be on the position 1 Luna. He'll be supported by Willez. He's been a big playmaker, and this time on the Ancient Apparition. Classic on the Earth Shaker. In the mid, it is 2014, a.k.a. Osiris himself on the Dragon Knight up against Timbersaw. And up top, the little tiny Darkseer being played by Guanzo.
Okay, I will introduce the other team, which you have not introduced yet.
Oh, yeah, we did.
You did?
Yeah, we went through before the first blood.
Oh, okay. But I got lost.
Good morning, Merlini. Welcome to the cast.
I had to wake up early to have another cast this morning, so I'm a little bit out of
you
it.
casted this morning?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed
I had
it.
to do like an amateur cast, so I don't know. I'm just not completely with it today. Anyways,
It's okay, pal.
this
I'll carry you, don't worry.
yeah, classic on the Earthshaker. He has played that hero a fair amount, and he has like had some really good fissures though.
It's not
And
classic Jimmy anymore. Now it's classic.
It's classic.
I like that. So yeah, you're right though. He has been playing a lot of Earthshaker, and
No, he's been playing it well.
he's
That's
been,
just important.
yes, very important. He's been one of these Earthshaker players that I don't know where his farm comes from. It looks like he's starting off slow, and it's like, all right, he's not gonna have a blink anytime soon, and then all of a sudden, he just shows up with a blink dagger pretty early on in the mid game. He's done that a couple times now in this tournament. So
Why did Patzel bought his boots in the stash? I was like, what? His boots are in the stash. He's right at the side shop, but it was he probably just bought it like a couple seconds before he got there. Looks like Dire was able to interfere with the creep pool too, so that's a pretty big thing for them. Derp actually placed a ward right here. Not sure why he didn't place it further in, so it blocked the spawn without him being there. But yeah, interesting indeed.
How do you feel about the support Mirana in general?
It's decent.
It's not
good.
bad.
You save a lot of money on smokes because you can just use Moonlight Shadow a lot.
Yeah.
Arrows doesn't scale that well, so low level supports are okay. And she can survive with Leap. It's not bad. It's not my favorite choice of supports, but it's definitely not. It's pretty good.
I like that Mirana hairdo as well. She's got the cute little crown.
That
Truly
is
the
ours.
priestess. Oh, boy.
So one of my friends was commenting on Mirana, and he says that she looks like a
Dire's
tranny
top tower is under
from her
attack.
face. And
I
what do you
don't
think about
so.
that?
I think Mirana's pretty cute.
Is she?
I think she's rather
Maybe you just
attractive.
like trannies.
Maybe. I
I'm
like
just
her.
kidding.
I like her hairstyle. That's one of my favorite parts about Mirana. I love her hairstyle cosmetics. I don't play her that much, but she's got a lot of
I
cool
think
hairstyles.
she could have a better model.
She could have a better model. I mean, yeah. I think the problem is they tried too hard to make her face look sexy. If you look at the portrait, they tried to make her look like all, I don't know, like
mysterious.
she had a facelift or something. Yeah, like she's too pretty. And I think they went overboard. And instead they could have done something closer to Enchantress. But no, I'm okay with Mirana. I mean, if I was in Dota, I'd date her. I'd ask her out for dinner. You know, I'd buy her a pizza.
I see.
I'm
Cool.
with it. Yeah, cool.
I like her mount.
Yeah, I like her mount too.
He doesn't have a special mount.
I'd
though.
like to ride into the stars on that kitty.
He doesn't have a special mount though. There's like a few special mounts. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
back to the game. Mid lane, we have, let's see, Dragon Knight versus the Timbersaw. Looks like it's actually Timbersaw's dominating pretty hard, 24-4 compared to 13-1. So OS not doing so well on that. In the top lane, we have Guanzo versus Chicken MC back to the streets. Chicken MC back to the streets, up ahead on CS and with 6 denies to boot. So Guanzo not doing the best.
So is this pretty standard, like a Puck versus Darkseer? Should Puck be winning a little bit, or is this a wash?
Darkseer just tank creeps behind the tower. What is Puck going to do? Either Puck comes to harass you, misses all the experience and all the farm at the tower, or he harass you and you just run away, or he has a tank at the tower. So it's a lose-lose for Puck, but he's not tanking behind the tower for some reason. Even though, like, are you really scared of a?
Well, he did earlier. He did cut the lane a couple of times.
Yeah, he should still be doing it.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
He did go Soul Ring early. He does have that first Ring of Regen. How's Puck's opener? And actually going for pretty quick power treads. Not going for the optimal fast blink. Does have that.
Yeah, he should like tank creeps behind the tower, and then you do the neutral camp, and then you get way ahead on farm. Like you'll have his mech before he has like treads plus 500, I'd say.
And down bottom, how are the carries farming? Huskar 15-5 against the 23-2 Luna, so relatively even. Patsol still has an edge from that unfortunate beginning with Huskar, where he did lose a little bit of time having to get back to lane, but relatively even. The difference, though, is Luna's just the harder carry. I mean, Luna will out-carry a Huskar pretty easily, and we may see an engage here. Fissure actually stuns both Huskar as well as the Visage. Arrow connects onto Patsol. He takes a nuke from the Visage, and
Guanzo
Huskar
rotating in,
trying to make the escape, but oh, in comes the Dragon Knight. They'll secure a kill on the Huskar. Meanwhile, around the backside, Guanzo comes in. He finishes off the Visage, and it will be a 2-0 to get things started. There's the Lucent Beam, a Fissure onto Derp, and that's it. Surge on the Luna, but just wasn't enough for it.
nice rotations by those players.
Yeah.
By Guanzo in particular.
Yeah, you're right.
Top lane has been completely abandoned.
By both sides, yeah. But still a good rotation, and they get the high priority kills as well. They finish off Huskar. The Visage, yeah, that's not bad, but they're really keeping this Huskar down. And Huskar's another one of those carry heroes, kind of like a Starladder, where if he gets behind, his recovery mechanism isn't really there.
Especially without the support heroes. Like,
Right.
you can just, if you have like no items and like max burning spear and like phase boost or something, and an Abaddon supporting you, you can go to town. But
Yeah.
without anything like that, you're just gonna die over and over. So again, I'm still not that big of a fan of Huskar without any support. I think he is a very, very weak standalone carry, as witnessed by his early game in this. But they did put him in a situation to kind of fail. He's like in a defensive tri lane.
Right. So
And-
look, they pulled a rotation here. Now they're tri-laning with Puck, and Huskar has rotated back to the top lane.
So this is how you catch up.
Yeah, I mean, give Huskar some free farm. That's true. Darkseer has pulled a rotation here. He's actually in the mid lane right now, while Dragon Knight was in the well. But a tri-lane with Puck is never... I mean, this is like the most awkward tri-lane I've ever seen. Fairy Dragon, Priestess of the Moon, and Visage.
It's 3 range heroes, though. They can still like keep the Luna from farming. There is a 2-man smoke. They want to kill mid, Derp, and Nayrok. They need to set it up, though, with either a Chakra or a Grave Chill, and they are not actually grabbing ground from behind, so this might actually be a failed kill. Actually, OS is getting a little bit greedy, going in for those last hits on the tower. If he gets arrow right now, he is going to be a goner.
And the arrow. It's all about this arrow, but they just don't have the angle right now. In comes the Chakram. They'll slow it down. I don't know about this gank, Merlini. They're wasting a lot of
They
time
could have
here.
just wrapped around from behind.
Yeah, after all this. Now they'll expose the smoke. And
That's
that's
a lot
it.
of waste of time.
Dragon Knight just walks back. Yeah, wow. What
And
a-
now Puck's alone on bottom, so it's a complete lane switch. And now they know that he's alone. They want to go for the kill.
Uh-oh. They see
Arrow!
the haste rune. Off the mark. Now
Yeah, see,
Osiris.
now they can't kill him because he has a haste and there is no stun because arrow's on cooldown, so he can just do whatever he wants.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Osiris just goes back to farming. Meanwhile, down bottom, Puck, keeping the lane steady, is still level 7, trying to harass a little bit, but Pat Soul, he's just racking up the farm. Now 40-3 compared to the 27-6 Huskar. He's made a little bit of recovery up top, but Luna is just miles ahead. 3.5k on net worth versus the 2.2k of Huskar. That is a scary disparity.
Yep, Huskar is level 5 though. He's almost level 6. He should be level 6 after next wave. Guanzo is trying his best to keep him on lock on top though. Ooh.
Dragon Knight taking some damage, but there's the haste rune, so he's fine.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. No blood, no foul.
No blood, no foul. There's some harm done.
Some harm. Take an elbow, but no blood. It's all good.
Well, we see a rotation to top. DK has TP'd in as well as the Earthshaker, and they are smoked. They are looking to kill this Huskar yet again.
DK's actually still hasted, so this will be an easy kill. They move straight in. Support comes in, and that will be enough to deter them. Wow, Chicken MC, he does burn the Dream Coil straight away. Osiris just takes it. There's the leap forward from Huskar. A long-range leap. Classic with a huge fissure.
4-man.
It will cost him his life, however, and the follow-up just won't be there. Well, great reaction from DNT. They keep Huskar alive and get a kill, but that's a 5-man rotation. Now
Just
Luna,
to kill an ES.
Yeah, now Luna and AA are going to pressure this bottom tower, and Luna's still free farming. Space definitely created.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone can TP in. No one has his TP up except for Huskar, but Huskar can't TP it alone, or he'll just get eclipsed.
The worst target to TP in.
So that's going to be easy tower.
Yeah.
The creep wave is not. It just spawned and is all the way back at a T3, so I don't really see them defending this. They could use a glyph to postpone a little bit, but it won't matter. So that was a win for Osiris, I'd say.
So basically, they traded their Earthshaker for a bottom tier 1 tower.
And a lot of TPs.
And a lot of TPs, and Pat Soul more free farm. So, yeah, I agree. I think Osiris actually come out the victors there. Now in the mid lane, we'll see a Fissure does connect onto the Timber Saw there.
If they had gotten a Dragon Knight, I think it would have been worth it.
Yeah,
but
or just the supports it's a low-profile kill, man. You get a little bit of gold, but what's the objective that gets opened up? Nothing. They didn't even... If they could have pushed this top tier 1 tower after that kill, then it would have been at least a break-even exchange for the most part.
But they don't have pushers like they do usually.
Yeah, I mean, even if they tried to push, I don't think they would have won the push battle based on the positioning. They had the lane down bottom, and, well, Luna's aura does help quite a bit.
They would not have won that push battle.
So... Luna's farm continues. Did Luna actually get the last hit on the tower? Yes, she did. So Pat Soul's farm is really looking strong. Look how much damage they do to Chicken MC. Still a ways off his blink. In the mid, Dragon Knight in some trouble as Timbersaw goes forward. He is stunned. It looked like a long-range arrow, but he will just use the Elder Dragon form. Now Timbersaw, he's in no man's land. He's got a Timber Chain, but he won't be able to hop across the river. He falls. They turn it around, make it an easy 1-0.
That's big because Timbersaw was number 2 on CS, and he was heavily out farming the DK. Now DK's over leveled on him, and they can translate to this into a push because Dragon Knight is Dragon Knight.
Yep. That corrosive breath does a lot of work here. Now Puck uses the Dream Coil, hops in, Waning Rift doing a lot of damage here. Dragon Knight will fall. Guanzo in some trouble, but will surge away. That Huskar, whoa! You know, I've never seen a leap onto a surged Darkseer like that. He was just like cruising across the map. That's insane, man. It's like Huskar's just flying. The graphic wasn't even there. There was that moment where he's just like scooting on the ground.
Oh, only AA only has 1, so now it looks like, oh, I want to use this creep to try and help out the tower, bro. Like, Pat Soul helping your team out. Like, they don't have a glyph up. His creep just walked by, and now they go to free tower. If he at least tanks the creep a little bit, then Timbersaw's forced to take a tower, and they have to think twice about pushing. But he's just not... I mean, come on, Pat Soul. Come on.
Come on, man. So, still another 5-man rotation, though. A lot of support comes in. We see they were trying to pressure the top tier 1 tower as Luna as well as Earthshaker rotated in. But this time, Puck was able to pour it in to defend. And
they use a buyback on Timber, too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a really good call. Now, meanwhile, in the mid lane, Dragon Knight will be in some trouble. Huskar uses the ultimate once again. DK takes a lot of damage, and he will fall. Willez standing his ground against Huskar. He secures the kill. They make it a 2-for-1 as now Guanzo joins the fray. But he won't be able to do much by himself. So, still, I mean, they get the Huskar. Definitely a good exchange for DNT, but not the best.
Yeah, DK keeps dying, too. So he was doing very well. Now he's 1-2-2. BKB nowhere in sight. I think he needs a BKB this game.
Yep. I agree. Shadow Blade would be nice, but he just needs to survive at this point. They've shown how much damage they can do if they focus him. And DK is he's their frontline hero. He needs to be up in the front. And he needs some way to survive that damage so he can create space for that Luna. And maybe she can get a good Eclipse off.
Speaking of Luna, we have not seen that much of her, except for the kills on bottom. She just hasn't been involved, but she is doing well in terms of farm. Her net worth is only 500 above Timbersaws, though, and Timbersaw was the one who fought back.
Yeah, well, he was involved in those kills, and I think he was the one that got the last hit on the tower. So that's where some of that gold boost comes in. Glyph is used here by the Dire side, but Timbersaw, he hops to a tree, takes a fissure right away. Out comes the Eclipse, and they grab a kill. A misplay from Moby's right there. Great, great initiation from Classic. Another good fissure, but whoa, a 4-man Dream Coil comes out. Will they have the follow-up damage before it expires? It doesn't look like it. Just a couple seconds left.
No one wants to get DK stunned.
Wow.
they're all running away from the DK.
And a nice deny from the Visage. But still, beautiful Dream Coil.
So all in all, a win for Osiris. I say they got the tower denied, but they did take down the tower, and the Timbersaw, again, very farm Timbersaw, did die.
Well, the gold graph, it's all over the place. There was as much as a 2,500 gold lead for Osiris. It went back down to 0, and after that tower kill, it's going to jump back up in their favor around 700 or so. And the experience graph is just about zeroed out. We've got a very even game on our hands.
Yes, we do. Oh, AAOL goes on top.
And, oh, just connects with Derp Derp. That breathe fire off the mark. I don't know if that chilling
If he had
blast
fissured, he
be
would have been
enough.
able to kill him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll shatter. Nope.
Arrow comes out, narrowly misses OS.
Yeah, that was close. Too close for comfort right there. So Luna now jumping ahead on the net worth chart as that tower did go down in the mid lane and picking up some free farm down bottom. She did go Helm of the Dominator first, as we saw from this Dark Troll Warlord, who's been slowly stacking Ancients. Kind of. He's stacked once, but he's still there. He's thinking about it, so at least he's pontificating.
I mean, he's not that great on the HOD carries, too, because he's just not stacking. He had it there at the 12-minute mark, so he's missed 2, not only 1.
So there is some space being created, though. He's farming the jungle right now, while 3 members of his team are pressuring this top tier 1 tower. AA ult comes in, connects on the Visage familiars, as well as the Visage himself, but of course it doesn't do damage to the familiars.
Of course it doesn't.
Because why would the birds take damage from anything other than right click? That's... Can't say
preposterous.
That I'm surprised, but preposterous, yes. So, ooh, Timbersaw hops forward, actually does a fair bit of damage to DK.
If Puck had a blink there, that would have been a dead DK.
But he will survive as he pops Elder Dragon form. Dark Seer.
He's really close to blink too. He just needs 300 gold. There's a smoke. They want to go back in.
Ooh, Classic in the front lines. They're going to try to bait with this Earthshaker, it looks like. This is a 3-man smoke, though. They even throw down the Sentry, perhaps anticipating that
if they barrel behind the tower, I think they can do it, but they need Luna. They need Luna for the Eclipse.
Yeah, Luna is just mid right now, farming away. Does have a TP scroll.
He does not like helping out his team, though.
Yeah, he likes just farming. At least they're making space for him. They're keeping at least a couple of the heroes occupied, and they are...
Oh, there he goes. He's coming up. This might be a fight, but DK's ultimate is about to expire.
Yep, Patsol has poured it up now.
That's a whiffed AA ult.
It actually hit Derp Derp.
Yeah, it only hit him with like the path though, nothing bad.
There's a double damage up on the Visage as well. This could be an awkward engage. There's the Dream Coil. Only connects with 2, but it's the 2 high-profile targets. Patsol in big trouble. Manages to get the Eclipse off before he dies. He will fall, but the damage has been done. Darkseer comes in. A nice vacuum into wall. A pretty big Echo Slam as well. They will clean this up. A 2 for 2 so far. Now the double damage Visage is coming in. Wants a recovery kill onto Classic. And he won't find it. Luna and Darkseer for a Timbersaw, and Huskar make that a Mirana as well, but Classic walks into the arrow. That's a 3 for 3. Mutual demolition. AA ult, off the mark.
It's so close.
And he will phase shift out.
Dragon Knight survived too. I'm very surprised that he survived. So it looks like Puck will have his Blink Dagger after that. And yeah, that's just about a break even. Luna was just a little bit too far up. She was like way out here when her team was back here. And if she had BKB, you can do that. But Huskar just jumped her with his recently farmed armlet and just crushed her.
Could have been worse though. At least she got.
It could have been a lot worse.
She got a full duration Eclipse off. Only level 9. Yeah. It's 4 beams, but still, she did a significant amount of damage before she died. But unfortunate that she did die because she is the big carry that Osiris are counting on here. She still has about 1,000 gold edge over the Huskar in terms of net worth. But a few more fights like that, and that may change.
She needs BKB ASAP.
And she's reasonably.
If Huskar jumps on her right now, she's dead. Oh, she will not farm up.
Huskar. And his ultimate. Okay, it is magical. So if you're BKB'd, he can't life break you.
Correct. That's a lot of damage dealt too. 50%, half your life.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Peace out.
Huskar is one of those weird heroes that I don't know. Maybe some of his stuff is physical, even though it's not. But no, so BKB is extra good here then.
Now they've tried to he tried to creep pull, but now it's been blocked, so time hasn't passed. 6 minutes, only 1 stack to his name, and HOD just not really that effective when you get jumped by a Huskar this early. I maybe think he should have gone for BKB before that, before the HOD. HOD just, I mean, it helps him farm a little bit though, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad item, but he's just not using it to its fullest potential. We see the ping coming out, and yeah, there you go. They put down a sentry of their own, so they can start stacking again. Maybe he'll remember here at this turn of the minute.
I mean, that's what he just shared with the supports, and then they're going to be not doing that much anyways, so
yeah,
usually like supports will do it.
That's a really good point.
So it will be a triple stack. Oh no, Timbersaw sending an illusion.
Oh.
Goodbye to your stack.
They're really doing a good job just slowing down the potential farm here for Luna. Meanwhile, oh gosh, down bottom, Huskar gets a solo kill on Luna. Well, I guess it's not totally a solo kill. Puck was nearby, but wow, that is great for DNT. Huskar now only trailing by a few hundred on the net worth chart. Once this tower falls, he may become the leading farmer. Guanzo ports in, Classic nearby as well. AA ulti to scout it out, and they don't see him. Too far in the trees.
Vanish.
Moonlight Shadow's on.
They have a sentry.
And there's the vacuum back. Guanzo, he's going to go man mode. Whoa, that was a close call. Huskar does secure the kill thanks to those burning spears, but he ends up falling.
Yeah, I thought the DK was just going to use his ult and initiate, but Guanzo will take a spill. But the DNT definitely got the better end of that trade. They got the tower, they got Luna, they got the Darkseer, and only Huskar traded away.
Still only a double stack here at the Radiant Ancients. They ping it out. This time, will it go to a triple stack? Look, Timbersaw's nearby. He might Timber Chain up to block it. Nope, he won't do it. He was thinking about it, though. He was thinking about it. So, finally a triple stack. Whoa, a long-range fissure. Connects with Derp Derp up top. No follow-up.
Yeah, this is a really slow farm for Luna. She was way ahead in net worth. Now the Huskar's caught up to her. They're almost dead even.
Yeah. Luna barely ahead, but she's taken a couple of untimely spills. Now Derp Derp. Another fissure. Just leaps back. AA working towards the Ag Scepter, does have up a point booster, and we've seen how devastating the Ancient Apparition can be when he finally gets Ags. Takes a long time to farm, but it's weird how that ultimate scales. At level 1, it's not useless, but really doesn't do too much other than stop regen, and then even just level 3 without Ags does a good bit of damage, and if he gets the Scepter, it's ridiculous. He can take supports below half health with just his ultimate.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
I like that ultimate a lot.
Yeah, it's a really cool ability. Very unique.
I heard it go up. Oh, no, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, another stack. Oh, he wasn't able to stack that 21 either. Oh, boy.
So this is just
oh,
a
Pat Soul.
Oh, he's going to lose his troll. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was...
He needs to go back to carry school.
That was... Can the familiars block spawns?
Yes. I'm pretty sure they can.
They were standing back there. Oh, wow. Did he just miss it, or did the familiars actually block it? Oh, okay.
I'm watching him a lot. Poor guy.
Under the microscope, Pat Soul. Sorry, my friend, but...
He could be doing a lot more, though.
Calls him like a
First game, second game, and third game, he could be doing a lot more. I think he is probably the one that stands the most room to improve in their particular role. Like Classic and Willis, they've been doing a decent job. The solo mid, it seems like OS has been like getting out CS mid pretty hard, and Mobius is just... He didn't do too well in his DK in game 1, but game 2 and game 3 he did very, very well in lane. And I must say the Puck's been playing extremely well too. Both this game and last, had very, very few deaths. This game he hasn't even died yet he's been around a lot. He also has his Blink Dagger already up.
And another 2,000 in the bank, so if he wants that sheep stick, well, he'll be close to the ultimate orb here in just a couple more creep kills. Moonlight Shadow comes out. Huskar moving about the Radiant jungle, looking for a potential kill opportunity, but he will not find it, as Osiris are grouped up on the other side of the map. Kind of stationed around their Ancients.
Oh, Huskar looking for another kill on Pat Soul. It is going to be a dead Luna.
Oh, no. Nothing Pat Soul can do. He could try and throw out an Eclipse, but that's a solo kill. Puck gets there at the end, so probably sharing the experience, but...
Nova.
This is just, it's turning into a disaster. They did such a good job keeping this Huskar down, but all of a sudden he's, well, still not topping the charts.
Yeah, he had 10 minutes to kill this Ancient stack, and he hasn't even done it yet. Like, if you go HOD, you should be super farmed. He is not super farmed. He's going to fall behind.
Now they're just going to kill it without Luna.
Yeah, I know. That's so sad. Now they're going to do Roshan, too, because he's dead.
Yeah, a smart read to go for the Roshan. Huskar just in the front lines, tanking it up. Positive earn charge. And the regeneration, called the inner vitality. Will make for an easy Roshan. The Huskar, playing with fire right there. If he got bashed, he actually could have fallen. Does have an armlet as well.
Roshan has fallen.
But that's a dead Rosh, completely unchecked. Aegis of the Immortal does go to Huskar. He is a good Aegis carrier too.
He is really good Aegis carrier because he can definitely take Luna down with him with the first death.
And
see, Huskar's not useless. He got owned.
He's not useless. I admitted my faults. I ate my words a little bit. He's bad, but he's not the worst. He doesn't take the cake. He's not as bad as Morphling. Or
I would say Morphling is worse.
You would say Morphling's worse?
I'd say Morphling's worse than Huskar.
I think Huskar can be okay if you draft around him. I don't like this kind of last pick. Like,
I mean, they're still making it work, though.
They're making it work, but just imagine what this would be if he hadn't a Baden or a Dazzle.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be even scarier.
Be super scary.
Bloodstone is up on Timbersaw now, so that is great news. We mentioned Puck with the Blink as well as the Ultimate Orb now. Also a Mithril Hammer in the inventory of Huskar. But big items on the Radiant side. There is a Mecha Piece, one on the Visage, one on the Dark Seer. But now Blink is up on Earthshaker. Classic in a classic play here. Just gets that. I mean, look, he's got Arcane Boots and Blink Dagger. Where did that farm come from?
I have no idea.
I mean, 24 minutes is not a bad timing for those items on Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean,
he is 3, 3, and 6, so I guess that's where the gold came from. He's been involved in a lot of kills. 9 of the 10.
It's really important for Earthshaker to get his Blink out at a reasonable pace. Because, like, Earthshaker, I mean, Huskar's just going to go for him every time if he doesn't have a Blink with BKB up. Huskar's really close to his BKB. So, all in all, Luna's still slightly ahead in farm even after getting her Ancient Stack taken. She has sent a Satyr back to the camp looking to spawn yet again another Ancient Stack. But they should not... actually, they can take him by surprise because they don't know that ES has Blink. Now he's going to hide in the forest. He's already there in position, so Classic in a very good spot. And if... Oh, I think they know he's there.
Uh-oh. Well, just in case, he will fissure, and he blinks out just in time. That arrow would have flown, but here we go. Darkseer uses the vacuum to pull him on the other side of the fissure. That procs the Aegis. The wall is already down. What a great way to start this fight. Now Huskar's back up. He's in tower range. He leaps forward straight in onto the Ancient Apparition, and he will leap to his death, and Eclipse was blown as well. A lot of damage coming out on DNT. Moonlight Shadow will allow them to make the escape. He did secure the kill on the Ancient Apparition. The burn was too much for him.
That was a huge fissure and vacuum
they got the
play.
Puck. I apologize. I missed that.
Oh, he was just in the back. He like went in from behind.
Ooh, that fissure. Close, but off.
Yeah, I mean, Classic and Guanzo, though, definitely set up that fight. Huskar was completely isolated from his team, and he doesn't have BKB yet.
Yeah, you're right. He's got the Mithril Hammer, but still a little ways off. Now has the recipe, but needs another 900 to grab that Ogre Club. That's one of those things you don't think about, that the vacuum can suck over the fissure. That was a great setup, though.
Great really setup, indeed. And Luna has her BKB finally, so they're actually in decent fighting shape. So now Huskar needs to farm his BKB of his own, and then they'll be in decent shape, too.
But look at this halberd. That's on the Darkseer.
Yeah, at the same time, it's going to come out at the same time as Huskar's BKB, so it won't matter that much.
Yeah. Still a good item, though. I mean, Huskar is the ideal target, but it can come in handy on the Mirana or someone else that's looking to secure a kill. A good all-around item. I'm a big fan of the halberd.
Yeah. I like Pipe a lot, though, versus their lineup.
Yeah,
like
Pipe
even Huskar does a fair amount of magical damage with his Burning Spears.
Yeah.
And Life Break.
And does Life Break end up... Like, is that one of those things that is just gets translated to magic damage that will be absorbed by Pipe? Or does
it's magical damage.
Okay.
It should be.
Yeah.
It doesn't take it off during... It doesn't take off your HP during BKB.
Okay. I gotcha. I'm with it. So, any other big items picked up following that fight? No, it does not look like it. But Huskar's BKB is up, so still a pretty even game. Glancing at the gold graph, DNT ahead by about 1,500 gold, 2,000 experience. Not the biggest of disparities there. Still, anyone's
technically they do have a heal. They do have the heal with a Bloodstone on Timbersaw. So, like, we may see some like big plays where we suicide so Huskar can just crush.
That is the true sacrificial lamb right there. I die for my buddy Huskar.
That would be big, though.
That could be cool. That could set up in one of these team fights. And speaking of the Bloodstone, Timbersaw actually has a lot of gold. He's got 3.3k just sitting there collecting interest. And I say that in jest because there is no interest in Dota. How cool would that be, though? Wouldn't that be an odd mechanic to add a few patches from now?
You don't need to give more people more reason to farm Dota.
Not farm, but pool your gold. So it's that, like, kind of raises the risk. Like, you pool it, and the more you pool it, the higher you, like, static gold gain you get. But
That'd
like,
be
increase the
that'd
loss
be a very
if you
cool
die.
concept. Reminds me a lot of the tower defense games.
Yeah.
It's like, can you survive this round without using that much gold?
Yeah.
That'd be very exciting.
It adds a weird dynamic. It would change Dota quite a bit, but yeah, you never know. Ice Frog does like to throw the meta up aside on its head.
I don't know if
sometimes.
DK should be taking these stacks. They need farm on Luna. She doesn't do that much damage right now.
Yeah, I mean, and DK, if he like was really struggling to get his BKB or he had a core item he needed, then I could understand it a little bit more. But he's got his BKB up. Luna's the one that needs the items. Like you said, she's got her BKB as well. But just sitting on Yasha, the jump from Yasha to Manta would be pretty big for Pat Soul.
It really would be.
So, and if you
Butterfly.
if you have burning spears on you and then you Manta, does that clear the
I'm not
damage?
sure.
That one,
I don't think so.
I feel like it would be really strong, too strong if it did, but just again,
as if anything's too strong versus Huskar.
Yeah, one of those weird mechanics that it's just, you don't see Huskar very often. So every so often you have those funky mechanics that you just I'm not privy to.
A ult comes out, we'll hit Nayrok, but that's about it. They need a pipe too, I think, for Eclipse. So if Nayrok on the Visage actually finishes pipe too, that's going to be really big in team fights.
Yeah.
Oh, Huskar's going for the Scepter. He's going for the, I don't know what the build is called, but when you jump like every 4 seconds.
Yeah. Scepter cooldown
The
4,
leapfrog build?
and it increases the damage. So yeah, it's pretty insane. Scepter is
It's absolutely ridiculous.
really good on Huskar.
Yeah.
It's one of those like it's not like a true carry item, but it gives him enough stats that it ups that HP pool a little bit, makes him tankier. He's just going to be flying around in these team fights.
65% of your HP, and then post magic mitigation. That's half of your HP every 4 seconds on
Yeah.
different heroes too. Especially on a hero like Dragon Knight,
It's
who's super
ridiculous.
tanky. You have to get BKBs on your cores, but they already have them.
Yeah.
I think
only-
Darkseer needs one though.
Your only option is just to shut him down, focus the Huskar. The problem with it, though, is it forces Huskar to be up in your face. So it makes it easy to focus him. But conversely, if you get isolated, then you're just food for Huskar.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be easy to focus him though. He has armlet. He has a decent amount of armor. He'll have like 2200 HP ish with armlet on, and then he has BKB on top of that. I don't know. I don't think they have the damage deal. Luna does not do any damage, and Dragon Knight doesn't do any damage either.
Yeah. Luna does a little bit of
She does a
damage.
little bit.
She's hitting for 200 a pop. That's not nothing, but yeah, it's certainly not a lot. It's not devastating. At least not yet. Dragon Knight now has his Shadow Blade up, so it appears
Okay,
that's
so
what
that's
they were,
good.
That's what they were trying to do by giving him the Ancient Staff.
That's pretty big. If they can get a lot of damage on like Puck or Timber before they can use their defensive abilities, then they can win a team fight. I'm still a little bit scared for Osiris' team fight though. Like Huskar is getting big and bad. They have map control in case they want to do Roshan. Looks like they're trying to smoking right before Roshan. One of the best times to do so. Pat Soul may get caught out with that as BKB. They do have the Zerg Ward over here. He's going for the camp. This could be dangerous. Wait, does it see him?
Just barely.
I don't know. That tree might block it.
Oh, in the mid, though, we will have an initiation. Timbersaw, he just gets rolled by all 5 of the Radiant.
There goes that smoke ink.
Yeah. And like you said, right before Roche, not the best time. We'll see what the timer is here.
He has Bloodstone, though. He's going to be up in 15 seconds. He almost has
Dire's
Sheep.
middle
My
tower is
goodness.
under attack.
2:15 on the Roshan timer. Not the fastest Roche. And they will just take this opportunity to pressure the tier 2 mid. Glyph will not come. And the tower goes down. Luna gets the last hit on the tower, so that gives her a little bump in the net worth. And she actually has a Manta available now.
That's a really long Roshan spawn, though.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really work out in either team's favor, though. If it like respawned right then, they couldn't do it.
Yeah. Now the Radiant will be the ones that smoke, and there are a lot of dire wards around this area, but I'm not sure if they actually caught that on vision. They were sort of like
he can
right,
just BKB TP out though. They have no way to stop him.
yeah, they were right in the nexus there.
They know he's there. They know.
He's very quiet. Oh, he misses the vacuum.
Yeah, he's on the right side though. Oh boy.
Huskar, Huskar.
Oh, he found him.
Okay,
He's dead.
Classic blinks in. Huskar, there's the BKB. He wants Classic. He's hungry. Who's going to give it to him?
Wait,
Moonlight
Classic's
Shadow?
fogged.
Oh, no, he can't see him. There we go. Finally gets vision. The arrow is what gives it to him. Now Puck comes in. The Eclipse comes out from the Luna. Actually does a lot of damage, almost enough to secure the kill onto the Visage. Indeed it is. Now Huskar just going ham
He's
on the rest
stuck
of the
in the
team.
wall.
Unfortunately, he falls, and Dragon Knight secures the kill. It ends up being a 2-for-1, maybe a 2-for-3 as Timbersaw starts taking some heavy damage. He will commit suicide.
Yeah, I don't. Huskar's position was just so compromising
Radiant's
right there.
middle tower is under
Like
attack.
he's stuck in
He
the
had-
trees.
He had nowhere to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
he really
he can
didn't.
hop to heroes, but
Wow, Midas actually on Mirana. So I mean, we've been talking a lot about Luna and Huskar, but Mirana has some items. She has Demon Edge.
yeah. And another 1,700 in the bank, so she will start to transition into a carry.
Oh, okay, so now this is where the Roshan timer comes in. There's a DD on Dragon Knight. Patso was at full HP, but it does not spawn yet for another 20 seconds. That would be just so big for Osiris.
That's just an unfortunate bit of RNG right there. But they do get the bottom tier 2 tower, so that furthers their gold lead a bit more. The total tower count is in their favor, 5-3. And look at that. The Big Daddy, the Wombo Ultimate. Ancient Apparition has an Ag Scepter.
Yep. And Timbersaw down to 3 Bloodstone charges. Huskar, he has his Ogre Club, but not as fast as with his Scepter as the AA. I like the AA, though. Like, they're making ES buy a lot of the stuff, it looks like. He's bought the Sentry Wards, and he doesn't really need anything past that. He could get a Ghost, so he's less vulnerable to the Huskar.
I like Veil on Earthshaker.
Veil is really good, too.
Just it's hard to farm once you get your core items, but still, very good item on that hero. And actually would work
Veil's just
well.
a good item in general. It's really underrated.
That's definitely true. We really only see Veil come out like on Venomancer. He's like the only hero that gets it these days.
Jakiro's gotten it before.
Yeah, but well, people are gonna have to start picking Jakiro before we can count
Zeus,
that in our
Zeus gets it too, but no, yeah, those heroes aren't very popular.
So you're listing off all the heroes that rarely.
Hey, we've seen all those in this tournament.
Yeah, it's true. We have.
We have.
One Zeus and one Jakiro, but yeah, you're right.
We've seen more Huskars than Zeuses, though.
Now that's a scary statistic. So Roche has now respawned. It's been scouted out by both sides. Dragon Knight sent in some illusions. Puck sends in the illusory orb, and they've got the familiars flying around. So this could very quickly become the focal point of this match. About a 4.5k gold lead for Osiris, and a minor experience lead as well.
Hello, Timbersaw Scythe.
Ooh, we knew he was pulling up that gold for something. And he will reveal it. Luna has really taken over in terms of farm, though. She's at 15.8k on net worth. Huskar only at 11.8. That's a pretty big jump. He's really fallen off comparing.
Ooh, they're going for Roshan.
To where he was. Dragon Knight will engage on Puck with that Shadow Blade. In comes the Fissure. And Echo Slam for good measure before Puck can make the escape. A 5v4.
Does Puck have buyback? Yes, he does. Here he goes.
Now they'll move into Roche. The perfect time to secure a kill. Moonlight Shadow comes in, though. They're going to go for a wraparound. Chakram into the pit. And DK up on the high ground. Sentries come out from both sides, actually. Now Dragon Knight, he needs to be a little bit careful. He's in no man's land, but he has a BKB. AA ulti does connect onto the Visage. And that Visage will fall now. The fight will start. Eclipse comes out from Patsol. He pops his BKB. He stands his ground, and he will survive. Huskar gets dropped. This is a disaster for DNT. A lot of low health heroes on Osiris, but they're all still alive. Guanzo will go ahead and pour it out. Puck won't be able to interrupt. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Ancients, Ancient Apparition falls. Timbersaw taking heavy damage. Dragon Knight, Shadow Blades forward. Now trying to secure this kill, but Timber Chain away. Won't be able to do it. And oh, the arrow! Earthshaker ends up getting killed by a neutral as well. So sort of a mutual destruction right there. It looked like it was going well for Osiris, but...
Yep, Luna lived, though. That's a big part. And now they can't really do Roshan because Huskar is down. So they... I don't know. Even if Huskar comes back up, they'll just drop an AA ult in there, and then looks like Timbersaw might actually die from that. But yeah, overall, very good exchange for Osiris. Yeah, they incurred more casualties, but at the same time, they took down Huskar. They keep taking down Huskar, and Luna survived. I thought that he was going to be able to man up on her right then, but the wall damage does a lot too.
Yep. Oh, in the mid lane, Timbersaw taking some heavy pressure from the Darkseer. He will Timber Chain to the high ground. Guanzo will vacuum him down, and the chain is off the mark.
Big plays, big plays.
Guanzo gets a solo kill on the Timbersaw.
That's really big, because now Timbersaw doesn't have buyback, and he doesn't have very many Bloodstone charges. And now they can attempt the Roshan, and it'll be a 4-on-5 at best for Dignotoss for about, I'd say, 20 seconds time if they wanted to go right now.
Yeah, Mirana does now have the MKB up, so that's her first big item following the Hand of Midas. That is good news for Derp.
Oh, yeah, they want to do Roshan. They have a very small window to do so. I don't know if they have enough damage, though. This is going to be a pretty difficult fight for them to take, but they do have a Puck who is invis. They don't have any... Oh, they just dropped one Sentry Ward. Guanzo's tanking it. He actually has a lot of HP, but they need damage. They need damage now.
And Puck will orb in. And I don't think they'll do this before the Timbersaw comes up. He's got about 5 seconds till respawn. Roche still at about 75%. Arrow will fly into the pit. Off the mark, a little bit unlucky there. And this is just counter-warding fest. Both sides have sentries all over the place.
This is so dangerous.
Fissure to buy some time. Derp. They may go for an Aegis steal right here. He does have vision into the pit. The vacuum. Nope, Roche falls. Luna the one to grab the Aegis. Now they're ready to fight. Timber Chain. AA ultimate does connect with the Huskar, but all around on the backside, Visage does get picked off by the Dragon Knight. And now
Oh, if Huskar gets stunned out, it's up in 2 seconds. Oh, no.
They're on the back foot. There's the Dragon Tail. The follow-up will be there. Huskar bites the bullet. That makes it a 2-0. They secured Roche, still have the Aegis.
That Timbersaw kill was huge, though. Like, there are important deaths and there are not important deaths. That was super important. Like, he's super farmed, and he cannot risk getting caught out like that. Maybe if he has, like, double-digit Bloodstone charges, then, yeah, sure, he can just respawn and come back in, but he did not.
Yeah,
and
he's
expended a lot of his Bloodstone charges, and he's super farmed, but what can you actually do with those items? That's the question, and really not much for him.
Yeah. You're exactly right, my friend. Huskar down for 30 seconds. No buyback available. Puck burned his last time. Puck will hop forward, does a little bit of damage. Now the Glyph comes out. Timbersaw has respawned, burns the Sheepstick right away on the Dragon Knight. The Glyph is off. This tier 3 at the very least will fall, and I think they can continue pushing for the racks. Dragon Knight loses his ultimate. Now Dream Coil comes. He'll BKB. They may need to back out after all. Guanzo in some trouble. In comes the Echo Slam from Classic. He connects with 3. A Fissure to follow up. Some huge damage. Now an Eclipse, and this is just going to be a
Classic
with the big plays. There is a buyback, though, from the Mirana.
Classic Earthshaker is pretty impressive. That was just a game-changing Echo.
But Puck comes in. Sanava does a lot of damage. Luna falls. That procs the Aegis. She'll be back up. Mirana finishes off the Ancient Apparition. They might not get the racks after all. Pat Sol actually going to be the aggressor here. Still a back-and-forth exchange now that Huskar's up, but Huskar may fall again. The Dragon Tail is too much.
Where's your BKB, bro?
Ooh, man, you're right. Where is that BKB?
I don't know. He needs to use it. Yeah. He drops in 1 stun, though.
Yeah.
This is what happens when he gets slightly behind, though. He was like 7-5 at one point, but now he's 9-10, and with Huskar down, they can attempt at this next Rex. Puck's there to spam out a little bit.
No Glyph available. Puck and Mirana are the only 2 alive. Visage will come up. Arrow off the mark. Now Puck trying to do as much damage as he can, but it's just not enough. Pat Sol, maybe it will be. He's in some trouble. Arcane Boots come out. Mac, and
ooh, that was close.
Yeah, but still, needless to say.
Wait, it's not over.
Oh, here I am.
Oh, worth the blind coil? It was close.
Force Staff coming out on Earthshaker won't be the Veil that we were talking about.
Very good use of Aegis, though.
Yeah, Luna in the front lines, pop back up. And he also has a Butterfly now. I don't know if we mentioned that, but this Luna, and now another 3.4k in the bank.
Jeez.
Net worth 21k versus the 11 of Huskar.
Huskar was really close to her. Now she's almost double his.
This is part of the problem with Huskar. Like, he's momentum-based, and he can snowball, but once he loses the momentum...
Yeah, he can't farm either. He can't farm fast.
Yeah, he can't farm nearly as fast as a Luna, and now that he's behind... Like, now that Luna can stand toe-to-toe with him, what can Huskar do? This is where, if you had a Dazzle, oh, man, Huskar could be scary right now. You throw a Grave, and, yeah, okay, maybe he can start turning the tides. He needs something. You have to build this team around Huskar. He can't do it by himself. He's not strong enough. His back is...
Well, Timbersaw should be helping him out a lot with the Sheepstick and the early Bloodstone, but he hasn't been able to help. Puck doesn't have a Sheep yet, but I still feel like Puck's been playing really well.
Hey, ultimate on Puck. Dragon Tail before he can phase shift.
So much for that.
Look at that. Puck just... demolished by the hasted Dragon Knight. Great setup, though, by the Radiant.
Dragon Knight has an AC to boot, so now Huskar's going to have an even tougher time.
Derping around in the jungle. And that derping may cost him. Nope, we'll be able to leap at an ideal time. Anytime I see a hasted Dragon Knight, though, I'm a little bit scared.
Yep, and now here potentially comes the final push. Puck does not have buyback. Uh-oh. That's disastrous.
Yeah, actually no one on the Dire has buyback right now, so if they lose this fight, that's it. That's all she wrote. And a 5v4 is not a good way to start off what could be the last fight of the game. And they also don't have any lane control in mid. Radiant creeps pushing in, so that will assist a little bit, at least start chipping away at the tier 4s. No Glyph available either. Nothing is on the side of DNT at the moment. This is truly the back foot, 18k golden experience. What can they do? Arrow actually does clip Willez, but they've got the friendly Force Staff. They push him back, and they can't pursue.
Still 10 seconds until Puck respawns, so they can get a little bit more damage with his next wave, but he's going to be up in about 5 seconds by the time the creep wave reaches the tower. Pat Sol still has everything off cooldown. Guanzo does too. He runs in with the with the Shivas.
The key is Huskar's BKB. He has to get it off this fight. He can't get locked down before the fight starts like last time. Tier 3 towers down. The exposed racks taking pretty heavy damage. Pat Soul will actually get sheeped. He doesn't have an Aegis this time. There's the BKB from Huskar. He's starting to lay in the auto attacks, but in comes the Earthshaker. Does burn the Echo Slam. Does a fair bit of damage. But Rana, Timbersaw, Huskar, and Visage all taken out. It's a 5-man wipe.
That is game.
That's the end of it. Nothing they can do.
I think the Pat Soul, he really came through though. He was like not having a good time in the first like 15, 20 minutes, 25 even, and then after that his farm just like escalated so fast. But at the same time, everyone else played very, very well on side of Osiris. They had that really nice fissure and vacuum. I think that was the turning point of the game where Huskar had his Aegis, no BKB. Luna just got her BKB. They fissured. They took a really sick team fight there, killed Huskar twice, and after that, everything just started barreling downhill for Dignotoss.
Yeah. And just to reiterate, that one fissure is what started it off. That's what isolated the Huskar from his team. And the fissure isn't what actually blocked him, but they pulled him with the vacuum. That was just one of those clutch plays. That
if he has BKB, he can survive until the fissure's down, but he did not. I think if they had waited for that, he was only 1,000 gold off, and they had just taken Roshan too. So they had like a good 5-minute window to push and farm it up for 2, push for 3, and then they're okay. But they instead tried to go a little bit too early, and at the same time, they didn't know that Luna had BKB, to be fair. But still, very well played by Radiant. I think classic Earthshaker stood out to me as being really well played.
You got to give Guanzo some credit, though.
And
That
Guanzo
Dark Seer
too,
was sick. He had a couple of really clutch vacuums, and we can't forget that solo kill on the Timbersaw.
He's had really good walls, too. He always got a wall on the Huskar, so while Huskar was BKB'd, he still was beating on himself.
Yeah. So, wow, a pretty epic best-of-3 series. That was the finals of the Starladder
Huskar
America
fails yet
qualifier. Yeah, Huskar fails yet again. Added.
Surprise!
Yeah. Oh, our chalkboard's gone. We got to erase Dro and now write in Huskar.
I think they were the team that picked like Drought twice and Huskar twice.
Yeah. So, got to give them some credit for experimenting with the picks. Dignotoss, like you said, they've got some brass. But unfortunately, not enough to seal out the
Very
win.
promising team, though. I mean, they have a stand-in, too. Moby's, he didn't have the strongest performance on the Timbersaw. He kind of likes to play at 45, too. I think the Shadow Fiend is much better suited to his play style. But with a regular 5th, I think they could be very promising and do very well.
Definitely. So Osiris and Team Dog, the two teams that made it to the winners bracket finals, end up being the team.
Osiris must be sweating right now. That was
that was close.
That was a stressful series.
They'll have their work cut out for them in the real Starladder with the other.
Can they contend with the big boys?
We'll see. We'll see. They maybe need to hit the hit a strat session, go back to the drawing board a little bit, tell Pat Soul, work on that decision making.
The draft
playing
too.
A Radiance carry, but yeah.
It's very unusual for the carrier to be the drafter.
Yeah.
It's usually one of the supports.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it isn't that often you see a position 1 be the team's drafter. That's interesting. I can't think of a good example of like a top tier team like Alliance.
Loda did draft for a little bit, but mostly it's S4.
Yeah.
So aside from that, though,
Navi is Puppy is their drafter, support player. Yeah, that's one of those interesting statistics to take a look at. So that wraps up our coverage of the America qualifier here for Starladder Season 9. This season of Starladder is a big one. It's a truly global event, and now the other qualifiers will get going. We've got the Chinese qualifier coming up next, and that actually starts tonight.
Wow.
At
no break.
Midnight.
No rest for the wicked.
Yeah, exactly right. I believe it starts at 12:30 p.m. PST.
AM or PM?
Tonight. AM. Did I say PM?
You
I
said
meant to say
PM.
AM. So
Okay.
midnight tonight, basically, PST. I'll double check the times. I'll tweet out the link. But yeah, Chinese qualifier is underway next.
Congratulations to Team Dog and Team Osiris for breaking through in the Starladder America qualifiers. They will join the big boys, and I hope they fare well. Team Dog should do decently. I think Osiris will do well, too. And I saw a lot of promise in them early on in the tournament, though. And yeah, they lost to Team Dog, but so did everybody else.
That's a fair point. A fair point to make, my friend. So that wraps up our coverage today. Come back, join us on the stream for the further coverage of Starladder presented by Beyond the Summit. Make sure you follow all the Twitters at ZyoriTV, at Merlini Dota, at Beyond the Summit, and also at Starladder_TV. We'll be tweeting all about the tournament, so make sure you guys stay up to date. But that's it for us today.
Peace out, peoples. No officer costume.
No officer costume.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Officers off duty. Yeah. We'll see you guys later.